Hello, and welcome to my garage. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at what actually affects the overall condition and value of a vehicle. So as we can see here, this one is currently sitting at a 5-star all the way across the board, worth $10,476.89. And then we could take a look at this one. It is also a 5-star, $10,476.89. Remember that 476.89. Just keep that in your head. Okay, the only thing about these two cars, they both have exactly 10 parts removed, okay? So this one, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Both have 10 parts removed and completely different parts at that. Now let's go ahead and remove one more part from this car, and we are going to be removing the camshaft. All right, let's set that 11th part down, and now if we look at it, it has lost one overall condition star, and it is now worth 10,424.50. 424.50. All right, let's go ahead and remove one more thing from here, which is going to be the seat. Let's set that puppy down. That is the 11th part from this vehicle that has been removed. And if we look at it, 424.50 at a 4-star as well. Quite interesting, right? Okay, so what I think I have discovered is the car's value and overall conditions are not linked to the actual value of the parts themselves, but linked to the number of items that you actually have on your car, right? So I went ahead and purchased a camshaft. This is a high performance camshaft. It runs $112 compared to the basic camshaft, which runs 60 something dollars. Let's go ahead and put this high performance camshaft in real quick. We're going to tighten up one bolt. There we go. And let's take a look at it. It's back up to 5 stars, 476.89 again. 476.89. Okay, so now what we're going to be testing out is junkyard parts. What happens if we put junkyard parts on here? And what happens if we mismatch the interior? Is that going to affect either price or condition? So let me go ahead and get that all set up real quick. Okay, so first things first, what we're going to be doing is putting this seat into this orange car. As we know, there's 11 parts over here. It is at the 424.50. Let's just put this one seat in and see what happens. There we go, and it is now 5 stars, 476.89. 476.89. Indeed. Let's go ahead and pull the fuel tank out. It is back down to 424.50 once again. Let's go ahead and throw in one of these door panels. Okay, we're going to throw this door panel in back here, and it is back up to 476.89 once again. Different colors. Let's go ahead and remove a mirror. $424.50 again. Let's go ahead and put this other black panel on now. Okay, and it is back up to 476.89 once again. Yeah, so the color of your interior bits does not affect the actual overall condition, nor does it affect the price whatsoever. Okay, so now let's go ahead and test out some of these junkyard parts that I have over here. We're going to go ahead and start with this intake manifold. Alright, so before we put it on, we are sitting at a 5-star, so we need to remove something really quick here. Let's go ahead and remove the brake line. That will bring us back down to 424.50. And if we stick the junkyard, so we want to keep all these separate. We're going to make sure all of the good parts stay over here, and then the junkyard parts will be over there. But as we can see, the good one is still there. We're going to put this junkyard intake manifold on over here. And it's back to 476.89 out of 5 star. let's go ahead and remove this fuel pump. All right, there we go. That is going to bring it back down to 424.50. And then if we put the Junkyard fuel pump back on, it is at 476.89 once again. So yeah, it seems like that it doesn't really matter what part you put on. They're all worth the same. So yeah, it doesn't seem like it really matters. So let's go ahead and put this distributor on. Where are we at now? We're at a full 5-star. We're going to have to take something off. Let's go ahead and take off this radiator. This is going to be 3 parts. The radiator and the 2 hoses. So we're going to go ahead and put on the distributor. Okay, here is the Junkyard carburetor. There we go. And it's back up to the 424.50. So one more item is going to give us a full 5 stars. Go ahead and put this one back on. Full 5 stars. All we're going to do is remove the belt. And that's going to bring it to a 4-star at 424.50 once again. And we're going to put on the Junkyard air filter. 476.89, 5 stars again. So yes, it does seem like it is a part thing and not so much a value thing, right? Because these are all very different values and we get the same result no matter what we do. Or actually, let's pull off this crank pulley. There we go. This brings it back down to 424.50. Now what I wanted to test was I have some high performance spark plug wires, so let's put these on and see what it changes to. 476.89. Okay, it's back up to the regular number. So those cost more than standard ones. And if we take this back off and put the standard ones on, we could see that it also doesn't change. It's 476.89. So yeah, it seems like all engine parts are kind of worth the same, and then maybe all body parts are worth the same, as the windshields have a different value, it seems. Let's take off the trunk real quick and see if it goes down to the 53. 53. Okay, indeed. And if we put it back on, it goes up to the 89 thing. Okay, as we can tell, as long as the Junkyard parts look good, that means they are good. And they will give you the full value as a brand new part. Let me go ahead and grab a couple other parts from the Junkyard real quick. Okay, here is a LAD back seat. Now let's go ahead and put this in. There we go. Okay, let's go ahead and put the front left door panel on real quick. We put the door panel on. Let's go ahead and put in the driver's seat now. Okay, let's see how much is it worth. $11,073. Okay, so it's back up to the original value. Just in case I didn't show you at the beginning, a brand new LAD with all brand new parts runs $11,073. And as we can tell with this one, $11,073. And this has completely, we basically replaced all of the interior parts with Junkyard parts, and they're all mismatching. So mismatched Junkyard parts does not affect overall condition for your starring or your actual price. So good to know, good to know. Oh, and I did want to show what happens. So where are we at now? We're at 4 stars. If we add one item to it, it brings it up to 5 stars, the 476.89. And if we add this radiator here, it does matter on the radiators. So technically this is a good radiator, as it doesn't leak. Like, it will work for your car. But if you look at this radiator versus this radiator, there's a noticeable difference. This one, the little aluminum fins are in much better shape. They are perfect, where this one, it's all jacked up. Now if we do put this one in, it's not worth 429.74, and it didn't even bring it up to the full 5 stars. So if we take this one back out, but if we would put this good one in, it brings it back up to the 476.89. So yeah, that's one thing to note. As long as they're visually in good shape, then they are in perfect shape. But let me go ahead and get all these parts back on. It's a mix of Junkyard parts and regular parts. We have 2 high performance parts on here, this cam and these wires. But let me get everything back on and see if we sit at that even $11,000 again. All right, there we go. There we go. I put all these parts back on, and we're back at 11,073, which is the same price as a brand new one, which is the same price as what it was when we first spawned it in. These are all the parts that were brand new on the car, and that has been replaced with Junkyard parts. So, yep, as we can see with Junkyard parts, as long as they look good, then they are good, and it does not affect your value. And we also learned your high performance parts doesn't actually change your value either. So good to know, good to know. But anyway, that should probably be pretty much it. So what did we learn today? We learned that as long as the Junkyard parts visually look good, then they are good, and they will count to a full 5 stars, and they also count to a full value for your price. We also learned that high performance parts don't actually change the value. We also learned that your engine parts, if we take one off, for instance, it goes down to $948.35. So each engine part is worth $52.38. As we can see, $948.35. We take this off, $948.35. So no matter what engine parts we take off, it'll always go down to that $948.35 mark. But we did learn that body parts are actually worth a little bit different. So like if we take off this window, for instance, it goes down to $948.37. Let's see how much the hood is worth. So this brings it down to $948.37, just like the windows do. So maybe all body panels are worth the same. Let's test that on one of the side panels here on the fenders. Okay, if we take a right fender off, it also goes down to $948.37, which is the same as the windows, which makes it worth $52.36. versus the engine parts and running gear, that is $52.38. It's 2 cents more. Okay, yeah, I don't know what else we could test. Doors have a million pieces on them. Oh, I know what I want to test out. I got some window tint, so I wanted to see what window tint is worth and how much it actually adds to the value. So right now at 1073, we're going to take off one hubcap, and it's going to be at the $948.35. Let's go ahead and add a window tint to this. And what does it bring it up to? Oh, I don't think it changed it. $948.35. Oh no, so window tint does not add any value to your car. So if you're selling it, you would just be wasting money. Yep. No extra value to your car with window tint. Okay, so good to know. Okay, let's see if trim actually adds to the car real quick. Before we do though, we'll obviously look at it. 11,073 cents like always. Okay, and trim definitely does. Trim definitely does add value to the car. This time we're going to see if flares add any difference.
If you need some.
Okay, so if we get a rear right flare, it's worth $70, or we purchase it for 70. But this isn't going to work, actually. I forgot, because it's not actually painted. I'll have to paint it real quick. Yeah. Let me paint it real quick. Okay, I got it painted the right color. Let's throw it on and see what it changes it to. Oh. And these body panels are worth 2 cents less than actual engine pieces. So that's what happened there, apparently. Yeah, yep. Okay, yeah, but it's still worth... So these are worth regular body panel parts. So like if we'd put these two back on, right? And just take off the windshield and the back window. We should get the same value. 37, and then we put the back window back on. Okay, 10, 11, 73. Yeah, so the flares are worth the same as the windows. Indeed. And the trim, I'm sorry, and the trim seems to be worth as much as the engine parts. 35, yeah. Okay, so trim is worth the same as the engine and running gear parts. And then the flares are worth as much as the windows and the frickin' body panels, which is not much of a difference. Like I said, $52.38 versus 36 cents. They're only 2-cent difference between each other. But anyway, well, I have one more test I think I want to do. Okay, so I bought 10 trim pieces. We're just going to add these all to the car real quick. Okay, so I added 10 trims to this car. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9 and 10 pieces. Now I want to see if we have to remove 20 pieces in order to get it down to 1 star. Okay, so let me go ahead and start taking off engine parts, and let's see where it goes. Okay, so I removed 10 engine parts, and the value is back to 11,073 cents, and that's because I added on 10 trims. Let me go ahead and remove 10 more engine parts. Okay, so I removed another 10 items. It's still sitting at 5 stars, and we're back to the 476.89. And we are just going to remove, I removed 2 spark plugs and then all of these items. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10 for the second spark plug. And here's going to be the 11th one, and there's the 11th spark plug, 11th item, and it's down to 4 stars, 424.50. So there we go. There we go. We got 20 engine parts off, but since we added 10 more trims, it kind of brought it up to that value. So it's quite interesting that everything is based off of item count rather than actual part value. Right? Right. Interesting indeed. Okay, well, I think that's going to be it, man. I don't think there's anything else I can do to test this stuff out. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, let me know down below, and we will see you guys in the next one. Later on, everybody. All right. We'll see you guys.